We've got Windsor Police Chief Pamela Mizuno joining us. Welcome to the show, Chief.
Thank you for having me.
How are you and your family doing during this difficult time?
Well, of course, we're tired of being home. The girls are trying to do their schoolwork from home, and it gets a little boring, but they're doing okay. Thank you for asking.
Excellent. How has COVID-19 affected you and the operation of the Windsor Police?
So COVID-19 has had a great impact on our police service. Of course, as with every other organization, we've taken measures to try and prevent the spread of the disease within our organization. We're actively screening all our members who come into work every day to make sure that anyone who may be infected with the disease is not in our workplace. And it's had some impact on our deployment. We've had a couple officers, as was reported in the media, who did get infected with COVID-19. And both of them are doing well. One of them is back to work, and the other one is expected back to work shortly. We've changed some of the ways that we deploy our members in order to try and maximize physical distancing, changed the way our officers start their shifts, and as well as how they're interacting with the public. So really just trying to reduce any sort of contact, close contact with members of the public.
I know that recently the bylaw officers have new duties. How is that working out with your staff and the bylaw officers?
So if there's any complaints with respect to the emergency management orders and the members of the public abiding by the emergency management orders, the community can call 311 in order to have a bylaw officer attend the area. And number one, I think it's education and awareness about some of the orders that are in place with respect to essential businesses being open and not gathering in public spaces with more than 5 people, as well as recreation facilities. So the bylaw officers are able to deal with those matters. They're able also to take enforcement action, as well as our officers. We also have our auxiliary officers who are out in the parks, again, out there, educating the public. We really want people to physical distance and abide by the emergency management orders in order to tackle the impact of COVID-19.
How is the morale of your frontline workers? This is a really difficult time, a lot of stress. How are they doing?
It is. It's very stressful for officers. Of course, they want to keep themselves safe and they want to keep their families safe. So they do have the proper PPE, the personal protective equipment, available to them so that they can do that. But at the beginning, with so many unknowns, it's stressful. It is stressful for them, but they seem to be doing well. We're directing them to, the accurate sources of information, so the Windsor-Essex County Public Health Unit, so they can keep themselves informed, and really providing a lot of communication through our own internal InfoNet, so they're kept up to date about what's happening in the community and what's happening with the disease. So through that communication, we're hoping to sort of ease some of that anxiety, and as well putting proper procedures in the workplace in place to keep them safe, with sanitizing the vehicles, sanitizing the equipment, and providing them with the equipment necessary. So I think that all helps, of course, to ease their anxiety, but they're still concerned, as I think everybody in the community is.
I think it's that great uncertainty. That's the thing that really pushes our stress level. You talked about PPE, the protection. How is your supply? I know that there's a lot of businesses in Windsor that have, I know hiram walkers and hand sanitizers. And how is your supply, and are you doing okay with that?
So at the start of the crisis, we were a little short in some supplies. Hand sanitizer was a big one. But Hiram Walker and Wolf had stepped up and provided us with hand sanitizers. So that was a big bonus for, our service, but as well, other first responders and the city of Windsor as well for their workers. As far as masks go, all our officers have a C50 mask, so it's a full face mask protection, and that's reusable. So we're very thankful that we have those, and so our officers have full protection when they're out on the road.
Excellent. Any tips for the public to be wary of during this time? It's unfortunate, but there's phone scams. Is there any advice for businesses that are closed now for security?
So as always, you know, you need to take those same precautions when it comes to phone scams, but also as well through emails and through those types of frauds that are out there. Always be careful when you're receiving emails to not click on any links or open any emails from people you don't know. And we have heard reports of emails coming through that have COVID-19 in the subject line, but people have to remember to still be cautious, as they are always, you know, even before COVID-19. And for businesses that may not be open right now, they do need to make sure that their business is secure, that there's proper security and lighting. If they do have any questions with regarding any extra measures that they can take, they can always contact the police and our non-emergency number to be put in contact with the unit that will give them a little bit of direction and some tips that they can do to keep their business safe. Excellent.
So lastly, I always ask this question, what are you looking forward to once this pandemic is over?
You know, it's funny. I'm busy throughout the year with my daughter's sports and activities, and you always wonder how you make a day-to-day being so busy. And now that there's none of that, I do look forward to being able to watch a little bit of hockey and a little bit of soccer once again.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Chief. We thank you for your time. Please offer our heartfelt thanks to your officers, your staff, for everything you do during regular times, but especially during this pandemic time. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much.